I know it's been a year since I've done this, and I'm gonna read Goosebumps 16 and 9 again, and let's get started. Chapter 1. I utter a hoarse cry and shut my eyes against the white flash. Something horrible is going to happen to me. Now, I realize the picture is going to show me in pain, in agony, in trouble, in terrible. And then it's going to come true. When I open my eyes, Brian and Donnie were laughing. They slapped each other a high five. I stared at the camera in Donnie's hand. A yellow cardboard camera. One of those cheap throwaway cameras. Not the evil camera. Not the old camera from the Kaufman house. Good joke, guys, I said sarcastically. I blinked several times, trying to make the yellow dots disappear. You guys are rude. You're the funny one. Brian shot back. That was such a funny story. You told a class. Jerks. Yeah. It had all of us laughing. Donnie chimed in. I stared angrily at them. My heart thumped loudly. Sumo 1 and Sumo 2. They were so big, they nearly blocked out the sunlight. I knew they wanted to keep on teasing me, have some more laughs at my expense, maybe get into a fight. But I didn't have time to fight with them. Maybe you won't be laughing tomorrow, I remembered. Then I turned and jogged across the street and headed for home. At dinner, I stared down at my plate. I was too nervous to eat. My stomach felt as if it were tied into a tight knot. Pass the potatoes, my brother Terry said, with a mouth full of chicken. It's not potatoes. It's turnips. What the heck is a turnips? Mom corrected him. Terry said, whatever. He scooped a pile onto his plate and began spooning them quickly into his mouth. Slow down, Terry, Dad scolded. You're eating so fast, you don't know what you're eating. Sure I do, Dad, Terry protested. I'm eating dinner. Mom and Dad laughed. Terry looks a lot like me. Blonde hair, green eyes. Excuse me. Kind of a goofy smile. We couldn't almost be twins, except that he's 16, 4 years older than me. Why are you in such a hurry? Mom asked him. Terry burped. Excuse me. He licked chicken grease off his fingers. I have to get back to work. A lot of special orders came in today. So I promised Mr. Kramer I put a few extra hours in the development lab. You're learning a lot about photography, aren't you? That's it. Yeah, a lot. Oh yeah, I thought. Uh, please don't talk about. Uh, please don't talk about photography. I knew that soon after dinner, I'd be sneaking out of a creepy old deserted house. I didn't want to think about cameras or photography. Terry's chair cramped. The floor. Wait, what? That's not weird. Terry's chair scramped. Terry's chair. Spin around. Terry's chair scramped the floor as he jumped off. Wait, jumped to his feet. He tossed his greasy napkin onto the table. We got to run. See you later. He locked to the door. Don't you have homework tonight? Mom called after him. No, he shouted from the front hall. They don't give homework in high school. The front door slammed behind him. What a comedic, Dad muttered, shaking his head. They both suddenly remembered that I was at the table, too. Great. You haven't touched your chicken. Mom stared at my food plate. I ate too much junk after school. I lied. I'm not too hungry. Alright, your mom and I are going over to Alana's after dinner, Dad told me. Alana is Mom's sister. Alana still isn't feeling well. Do you want to come with us? No, I replied, thinking hard. I've got too much homework. I'm going to be studying all night. I don't like lying. I don't like to lie to Mom and Dad if I can help it. Tonight, I couldn't help it. How are your grades this semester? Mom asked. Yes, how are they? Dad repeated, moving closer. Pete and Alice out in Yosemite called me this afternoon. They asked if you are coming to visit in the summer. I told them we know as soon as your next report card arrives. Huh? Huh? I'm doing real well, I told him. Staring down at my chicken and turnips. Okay, that's a weird name, I never heard of it. I have to Google it later. I'll be doing real well after tomorrow, I thought. My stomach not even tighter. Mom and Dad stood up to clear the table. Pete and Alice said to be sure to bring a camera. Dad said, it's such a beautiful country out there. Maybe Terry can get you a camera at the store, Mom suggested. Please stop talking about cameras. I thought you're gritting my teeth. Maybe he can, I said. I waited till Mom and Dad to drove off for Alana's house. Then I waited 10 minutes more. Sometimes they forget something around and come back home. I peered out the window under the white moonlight. The bare trees were bending and shaking. A breezy night, still cold even through spring, was only a few weeks away. I pulled a long sleeve flannel shirt over my t-shirt, tucked a pocket flashlight into my jeans, and headed out the garage to get my bike. The swirling wind felt very heavy and wet. I glanced up the sky, hoping it wasn't getting ready to rain. A pale half moon floated over curving trees. The front tire on my bike was a little low, but I guess I could make it up. They hailed to the Kaufman. I walked the bike out. I walked the bike out of the garage. Then climbed on. I left all the lights on the house. From the driveway, I looked from the driveway, it looked so bright and warm and safe. For a moment, I was tempted to go back inside and forget all about the evil camera. But my mind was made up. I desperately wanted to visit my cousins this summer. No way I could do that if I got an F from Mr. Sour, oh my gosh, whatever his name is, on my report card. I took a deep breath. I clicked on the bike headlights and pedaled down the street. It was lucky that Mom and Dad had to go away. I told myself. At least I didn't have to sneak out of the house. That's it, right? I said at all. Pedaling harder, look on the bright side. The street seemed darker than usual. Glancing up, I saw 2 streetlights were out. The wind swept toward me on both sides. The streets appeared to be shivering. I swerved to miss a sheet of old newspaper fluttering across the street. I shifted gears as the street sloped uphill. I pictured the ramshackle old Kaufman house hidden behind ancient oak trees at the top of the weed-choked lawn. I remember that it stood 3 stories tall, gray shingle with a wraparound screen porch, a sloping red roof, and tall chimney on either end. Many years ago, it must have been a really fancy house, but no one had lived in it for a dozen years, and the house had crumbled and decayed until it looked like a wreck. I crossed the street pedaling smoothly and speedily uphill. Familiar houses rolled past the darkness, then a small wooded area. I feel my throat tighten, and my hands grow cold. The house, the Kaufman house, stood beyond the woods. The tree branches swayed, glowing gray, the color of bone. Under the cold moonlight, I squeezed the brake. I rolled past the woods, past the shopping mall, past the shopping mall, past the ancient oak trees, up to the old house. I gasped with shock. The house was gone. I jumped off my bike and let it fall to the sidewalk. I uttered a low cry of surprise. Then I blinked several times, tried to make the big old house appear where it belonged behind the oak trees. But no. But no. The trees rose up over the lawn, silver gray in the moonlight. Now they protected only scattered piles of boarded and shingles. The house has been torn down, totaled, dazed. I stood at the curb, staring up where the house should be, staring hard, trying to force it to come back. A minute or two later, I felt a stab of pain and slapped a mosquito on my forehead. It's too early for spring for mosquitoes, I thought. I felt blood on my forehead. Rubbing the bites, I turned to the gravel drive. Lay and saw a single set sign near the street school. So the Kaufman house had been sold. The new owner tore it down. I rubbed the mosquito bite. Then thinking hard. Okay, so the house was gone. But what about the basement? What about the basement workshop? I remember it so well. I remember the work table, and I remember the hiding place in the wall above it. The small compartment where the camera lay hidden away. What about the basement? Before I realized it, my feet were carrying me up the hill. My sneakers slide over the slick, tall grass. I inhaled fresh dew. I kept my eyes locked on the trembling silver trees. I stepped around a pile of rusted nails and bolts. Jump over a low stake, jump over a low stack wide shingles, shingles that had pool over the house. Halfway up the lawn, I could see what else was left of the house. Wooden doors stacked in a high pile, um, broken glass over the ground, wooden frames leaning against the wall, on rotten boards, um, cracked, cracked shingles everywhere, and a white sink, um, on its side against a tree, um, and an old wash tub rusting behind it. But what about the basement? I crept closer. My legs suddenly felt heavy. My whole body felt heavy, as if some invisible force were pushing me back, pushing me away. A deep shadow ran along the ground behind the ground, old oaks. Um, at first glance, I thought I was staring at a pool of water, a lake. But as I made, as oh God. But as I made my way closer, I saw that the deep shadow was a hole, a huge square pit in the ground. The basement, nothing but a hole. I stopped at the edge, my body feeling heavy. The heavy was disappointing. Heavy with disappointment. I stopped and stared down into the deep hole. The trees shout out most of the moonlight. With a trembling hand, I pulled out my pocket flashlight and clicked it on. I aimed the narrow beam of the yellow lights into the hole. Empty down there. The light slide over the dirt. On one side, thick trees root into the open square. I ran the light over the pit walls. Tangles of roots spread over the mouth. Black dirt. Nothing left. The basement had been completely cleared out. Even the carpet floor had been broken up and carted away. And where's the camera? Has someone found it? Pulled it out and kept it? Or had it been crushed? When the workers smashed the concrete, crushed and destroyed forever? I moved the beam of light back and forth along the wall. I meant along the far wall. But I'm not sure what I expected to see. Did I think right now? Okay. Did I think I find the camera hidden in its square hole in the pit wall? But did I think I would see it in the corner of the muddy floor? The light swept over dirt and knots of tree roots. Nothing else. I clicked off the flashlight, shoved it into my pocket. I turned away I turned away from the hole, sidestepping a pile of broken shingles. A strong gust of wind made the old trees groan and creak. I barely noticed the eerie sounds. I'm gonna get an F, I thought unhappily. The camera's gone forever, and I'm gonna get an F. My summer is ruined. The other kids in the class will never believe me. They will laugh at me and click cameras at me forever. I let out a long, warning sign. I kick a broken board out the path and started down the long to my bike. I had taken 4 or 5 steps when a shrill voice yelled, "Caught you. You're not going anywhere." Alright guys, that's it though. I'll read some more in the future. Till next time, Chris Moore for signing off. Have a good day. Or night.